What's going on, world of YouTube? This is A New Breed. Just coming on here today because I normally talk about community, kindness, peace, and love and understanding. So for today, I wanted to bring you a story. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. This one is called A Sacred Story, a Anishinaabe legend. It was spring when the young Anishinaabe warrior came to the community. There was something different about him that many could not understand. With his well-spoken ways and the confidence in which he held was something foreign to those people that were of the traditional circle. After several months of being in the community, many were afraid to speak with him or considered there to be something wrong with him. Yet no one could find fault with the way he did things, not even the work he did. This young man knew very little of the ways of the circle, so he thought that he would go and learn their ways. Much talk and teachings came from this, and he learned very well what was expected of him as a warrior in the traditional circle. After many months of teachings, he came back to the elders to question them concerning the state of the community, and why was there so many things that they were denied others in the circle. He saw old people, disabled people, mothers that were relying on the government to care for their families, and many more things that bothered him. He was told that he was meddling in the affairs of the community, and that this was not an acceptable thing for the community. It did not seem right to him that only people that could pick the sacred medicines were allowed to have them, and it did not seem right to him that the elders did not have eagle feathers, but the youngers did. Yet those that could dance and were strong and young, they had many. He again was told that it is how it had become to be in this community, and unless he could think of a better way, then that was the way things were. This young warrior did not at all like or became very irritable over this, and it seemed that the ways of the dominant culture were creeping in, and the one that understood that the teachings of the community are for all, and not just for the few who can fend for themselves. So he went to his place to ask the grandmothers and grandfathers to help in this matter. He knew this was life or death in the situation of the community, so he placed his gifts down first and then entered the lodge. This was a fasting lodge, a lodge of need, not like the teaching lodge or the prayer lodge, but one of a different type, constructed differently than the others. So he prayed and fasted for many days. So it was that the grandmother from the northeast came to him and spoke not a word, but drew a circle in the center of the lodge and put 4 points on it, and told him to go and travel the 4 directions, and you will have the answer that you seek. The young warrior thanked the Creator for sending her and her sacred teachings. Then he left the lodge and offered many more gifts to the Creator. He left the lodge and traveled east first. In the east, along a small brook in the clearing, sat the crane, and he watched the crane for a time. When the crane left, he offered again his gifts to the Creator and the grandmothers and grandfathers. When he approached the spot where the crane was, he could smell a very familiar pungent aroma and found that there was a 10-acre field of sweetgrass there nested in the heart of the trap line. He began to pick and harvest the sweetgrass, and harvest it with care not to pull the roots, but allow it to regrow again for the next year. He filled up his sled 4 foot high with sweetgrass blades. He returned to the people, and he saw they were in need, and he passed out the sweetgrass to everyone in the community. He held nothing back, not even one blade. He gave it all away. He went to the south and found wild tobacco growing, and did the same with the tobacco ties, giving it all away, saving not even one piece for himself to keep. He then went to the west and found sage, and did the same again, and passed it all out to the community, saving still not one piece for himself. Then he traveled to the north and came upon the great cedar grandfather, and did the same, and passed them out once again to the community for those that were in need, and still not saving one piece for himself. When the elders questioned why he had done it, he said, "Because everyone is equal, and everyone deserves to have what everyone else has. I have nothing, but know where to get it, because I walk the path of the grandmothers and grandfathers. And you may believe that if there is a need again in this community, that I will come again, and I will do the same as I have just done. You that make yourself great at the woes of others are not great, and your sacred lodge is an abomination to the Creator, the grandmothers, and the grandfathers. You put your house in order, and then help others to do the same. When all the houses in the community are in order, there will be peace in the great lodge, and many good prayers will be sent out to the Creator. I will give one more gift to show you that this was told of me to give." So again he left and went many days to the west to seek the great gifts of the grandmothers and grandfathers. He found a valley with eagle feathers in it. And again he offered his gifts to the grandmothers and grandfathers, and came to the community and gave the golden eagle feather to the community so that all could be healed. He gave all of them away, still not saving one for himself. He gave one to every person that was in need, and could not get one for themselves. This last act of defiance against the elders outraged them to the point they openly started speaking out against his gifts. Later, the community powwow came, and by chance a young dancer, son of the elder, lost his eagle feather in the circle of dancers. And the cry went out for the veterans to come return the spirit of the eagle to the people with honor. In full regalia, as he was told to wear, he stepped forward and took his place in the east with the other veterans. When it came time to be questioned as to who would pick up the feather and give it away, it was found he was the only veteran that was also wounded in battle, so the honor was his and his alone. When he did pick up the feather, he asked a question of the elders. Who was it to that he was required to give the eagle feather to? He went to a young girl that was in a wheelchair, and he gave her the eagle feather to keep. I came for community. The one that dances has many, but yet she has none. Care for what the Creator has given you, and your grandmothers and grandfathers, they will lessen your burden if you do not. And this is the story of the Anishinaabe. It is a sacred story for all to hear. Selfishness has no place in the community. Those who seek to look out for self and not for others, those who refuse to feed the poor, they are not part of the community. They are only looking out for self. The community consists of those who are together, those who will fight and care for each other. And that is what I believe a community is. The individuals around you who will care for you, fight for you, prep with you, those who will end up having the same insight as you, those who want to share the same vision that you share. Certain things are important to certain people. And to be honest with you, it seems like priorities are out of order. We all have to get together, and like it's been said, it takes a village to raise a child, but yet it takes a child to show the village to be childlike and enjoy life. So it's give and take. And this is just what I would like to remind people with this story. Remember, building a community, it's a powerful thing. It's a wonderful thing. But let's build the community that is envisioned for the better, for the greater good, and not the one that is only for our own selfish needs. And if you enjoyed the content, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon to be updated on all my future videos. And once again, thank you for taking the time to listen. And if you would like to donate, you can go ahead and hit me on my Cash App on the screen. And thanks again. Y'all have a wonderful evening.